Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, March the 4th, and I'm Chris Allen. Let's March 4th here on this Tuesday morning. Welcome into 270 weather. I'm Chris Allen here with weather for the 270 area code. There you go. In case you didn't know, new name, new logo, right there. Yeah, that. Everything else is the same, and I'm the same. It's just a new day. Anyway, yes, it's all powered by News 40 WNKY because local matters. And of course, that's where I will be tonight, back on TV. I was out last night, had to take a day off yesterday, but I'm back today at 5, 6, and 10 on News 40. Yeah, the weather is going to start to get a little more active. It's going to get you're gonna need some extra hair stuff, over the next, few hours. Couple of days, actually. It's gonna get really windy. So if you use, my mom, I think, used Aquanet. Remember that? Spray can, Aquanet, and it had a net drawn on it, and, oh, that stuff would boy, that was glue. It would hold anything. My mom had this big beehive. I'll have to show you a picture sometime. And it held it, even in the strongest of winds. You're going to need that as we go through the next couple of days because it's really going to get windy. So let's get into it. There is also a small severe weather threat. I don't think confidence is too high for that, but confidence is high, as you can see here, for the threat of winds that could produce maybe some damage. It's a possibility. I mean, when you get wind gusts of, upwards of 50, maybe even occasional gust up to 60 miles per hour, well, that could do some damage. This is the latest from the National Weather Service in Louisville, and through starting tonight, this afternoon, actually, through tonight and into Wednesday, even Wednesday afternoon, this wind advisory is in effect. Strong low pressure system bringing in the gusty winds for everybody. The most likely timing they're showing here is for this evening and Wednesday afternoon and evening. There's going to be actually two different times that the winds pick up. It'll be this afternoon, this evening, then a lull, and then a second wave of stronger winds as we get into tomorrow. Occasional wind gusts of 40 to 50 are expected, but some gusts of 60 certainly are possible. So that's what we've got to watch out for, and we've got to just keep our eyes on this as we go through. All right, let's take a look here. I'll start with the Mesonet map this morning and just show you local temperatures and how things are. It's pretty quiet right now. When the temperatures are in the 50s here as of 7:40 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. That's not bad. Now you wonder, look at this, 38 in Cumberland County near Burkesville. Any of you that have watched me through the years know what this is. This is where that Kentucky Mesonet sensor is located. It's next to the river, bottomland. It is colder there. The warmer winds have not yet reached that, or has the sun angle reached that area. So it's reading 38. Everybody else is in the 50s. And even though there's not much sun out there this morning, it's just kind of alone. It's by itself. Everybody else is in the 50s this morning, but it'll catch up as we go through the day. Okay, let's look at current winds, and the winds are coming out of the south. These are sustained winds at 9, 10, 12, 14. I see some 15s, 16s, but now let's throw in the gusts, which are also coming out of the south. And you can see already we're getting some gusts of 21, 24. Yeah. So it's picking up, and it's going to pick up, very much so as we go through the day and into tonight. And tomorrow, just count on it. It is going to be really, really windy through time. So, there's not much way to avoid this. The winds will be primarily coming out of the south today, southwest, west tomorrow. And then we're going to see a big change coming as we get into Thursday. We're going to find the cold front coming through and the winds shifting from the northwest, and colder air is going to take over. I've got more on that coming up in just a few moments, but this is the way it looks right now, and the winds will continue to pick up as we go through the day. So just know that that is the case, and I don't see that changing at all. We're now in that period where it's just going to stay really windy. Here's a look at the radar. This radar from Barron Weather, which is our vendor for our weather graphics that you see on News 40. And this is much like the radar map that you have on the News 40 weather app. It's a little different, but it's the same company. It's the same information. And as you can see, we've got just there have been some little renegade showers that have popped up here this morning, but this is nothing in comparison to what's coming. We are going to get a lot of rain along with the wind. Thunderstorms, yeah, there will be a few, but again, like I said yesterday, I'm not too concerned about the severe weather threat as much as I am the wind threat. The wind threat is real. In fact, let me show you again all the areas that are covered in this wind advisory, including Bowling Green and pretty much all the state of Kentucky, except for the far northeast. The wind advisory again is going to go into effect, as you see here, from 2 p.m. this afternoon, Central Time, through 6 p.m. Wednesday, tomorrow. South winds 15 to 30, occasional gusts between 40 and 50, and there could even be a few up close to 60 miles per hour. So there you go. Gusty winds blow around unsecured objects. You've got any, lawn furniture, you've got anything out there, trampolines, trash cans. Yeah, these things are going to go. Limbs could be blown down. And yes, a few power outages could result, as a matter of fact, with this wind event as it comes on through. So I want you to understand that and know that, yeah, it's going to it's going to blow pretty hard here and around us too. So with the rain is not that big of a deal. We may pick up a half inch or so. Thunderstorms are certainly in there. We may hear some rumbles of thunder, but the wind is the number one thing to watch out for as we go through time. All right, I want to show you another product here that highlights the winds, and I really like this product as well. It comes from windy.com, and windy.com, you can go there and you can see the winds. You can't see the wind for real, but they do a very good job of allowing you to see how the winds are going to affect our area with these. You can see the little particles moving from the southeast, southwest, and south, and then it's going to show you through a timeline how the winds are going to behave. So those of you like farmers and construction workers, those of you that have to be outdoors and you've got to work in the wind anyway, I'm going to show you a timeline here of how all this is going to affect you. These are not sustained winds, these are gusts. So keep that in mind. It says it right there, wind gusts. So this is right now, and we do have wind gusts in Bowling Green of around 25 miles per hour, as I was just showing you from the Kentucky Mesonet. So let me move the timeline, put it into motion here. Here we go, 30, 35, 45 miles per hour from the southeast. And this is at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Temperature should be, in the 60s. We're going to be climbing close to 70 for a high temperature today. That's going to feel good. It's going to feel the warmest it's felt in a few days, but the winds are really going to pick up. Occasional gusts. These are gusts up to 45. Here we go into this evening. You can see, look at that, 55 miles per hour. Let me back that up. Just look at that. From the south, winds with a projected wind gust. These are forecast or projected wind gust at 7 o'clock this evening. Possible 55 miles per hour. Now, this is just one model. But let me take a look. That's the European. Let me take a look at the GFS. Okay, let me look at the icon. It's not available. Oh, there it is. 56. Oh, here we go. It changed. It just updated to a 34. So the different models, let me look at the H triple R. It is showing now, this is the rapid refresh model. It's showing a wind gust of right at 50. So yeah, I mean, the different models show different things, but they're all showing very gusty winds even tonight. So that's going to bring down some tree branches. It wouldn't surprise me if we have a few power outages because of that. The rain will be coming down. Here we go into tomorrow, 48 mile per hour gust at around midnight. Now, this is when, look at this back here behind. This is where we're going to see a lull in the really gusty winds. Okay. But as we get into the day tomorrow, the winds return. Get 30 overnight, 36. Here we go into 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. The winds will start to pick up again. Wind gust of 36 to maybe 40. Here we go, upper 40s to close to 50 mile per hour winds. Notice the shift in the wind, no longer from the south and southeast, but the winds then come from the west, mostly west, gust up to close to 50. This is 2 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. So we only get a brief lull in the gusty winds overnight into early Wednesday morning, and then they pick back up Wednesday afternoon, 45, 33. And notice, here we go. This is the shift in the wind then from the northwest as we get into Wednesday night into Thursday. And that's because a cold front comes through, and this is when the colder air starts to take over. So it is, even though there's going to be that short time that there's a lull in the activity, it's not going to be that long. The winds are going to come back tomorrow and shift direction. And as we get into Thursday, that's going to cause once the cold front comes through, that's going to cause that wind to become a very cold wind. So that's also something else to keep in mind. Here's the product that I showed some of you day before yesterday when I was just perusing around, looking at some of the wind products that are out there. This one is pretty impressive. It's called Wind Finder, and again, it shows another perspective. I love the little sales pitch that my face is under right there. You see, it's try this game. You know how these things are. You go to certain websites and they want you to click on something and play a game or whatever. That's what that is. But I love this. I love this right here where you can go ahead or backwards 3 hours in time. You can see as the bird flies over. This is called the bird's eye view. Over Bowling Green, you can see watch the wind shift direction, and you can see it here with the wind speed and the gusts. So here we are at the moment, or actually, let me back this up. This is Thursday. Let me back this all the way up. We are at, let me get to the current time, 7 a.m. Okay, here we are. 7 a.m. It is Tuesday, but that's March 11th. Wait a minute. You got way ahead of me. Let me back that up. I thought, wait a minute, it's not March 11th yet. What in the world? Here we go. 9 a.m. today, March 4th. So the winds are sustained at 15, gusts to 38. Okay, it's overdoing it just a little. But here we go through the day, noontime. Look at the winds pick up 48-mile-per-hour wind gust, sustained winds at 23, 25 to 53, 6 o'clock this evening. That's when we get those, that initial burst of really strong winds. Now, this is, look at that 66, a gust of 66 possible at 9 o'clock this evening. That's crazy. Then it starts to settle down, as I showed you, about midnight, early in the morning. Still breezy, but not as breezy. Then, as we get into 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, the winds start to pick up again. And here we go with gusts of 40, 35, 32. Notice the shift in the wind here. Now it's shifting from the south, southwest to west, and eventually it's going to go northwest with winds at 20 to 30 with gusts of 30. Yeah, you get the idea. This is when the colder air starts to come in on Thursday. The winds do settle down, but it's going to take a while, a full 24 hours before the winds completely settle down. So the breezes, the breezes are going to be there for sure. All right. I want to take a look at the severe weather threat because there is. It's not much though. Okay. So again, the severe weather threat is there. Here's the way it looks. We are in the level 1 marginal risk, but just barely. That's just there because we once the better dynamics or the wind energy along with the instability at which there's very little. There's just very little instability. Once that kicks in, there will be a short window, especially on the leading edge of the activity as it moves in. There will be that very short window of opportunity that a storm could go possibly severe, a severe thunderstorm warning. And in some cases, if there's enough spin, there could be a brief tornado warning, as we've seen before. And then 9 times out of 10, there are no tornadoes, or there's just a very small, brief spin up that only lasts maybe a few seconds or a couple of minutes. That's a possibility. But the better severe weather is going to be down southwest of us and is already occurring. Dallas this morning, Fort Worth, parts of Texas are getting the severe weather and tornado warnings already, even at this hour this morning. So that is where the worst of the severe weather is going to be. Here's the tornado outlook. We're not in it. Okay. Wind outlook, yes. And it's a 5 to 14% chance of, if you live within 25 miles of a point in this brown shaded area, you're likely to get severe wind, which would be 58 miles per hour or higher. That's severe criteria for damaging wind. So, yeah, there's a 5 to 14% chance that you're going to get some wind damage. And like I said, there's going to be those times when a tree may go down if it's weak, or if it's weakly rooted, or if there's tree branches that snap in the wind and hit a power line. Yeah, there could be some power outages, but I don't think it's going to be a widespread thing. Hail is not a concern. There's the hail outlook. Then tomorrow, the severe weather threat moves east, moves into the Virginias and the Carolinas, which is, uh, they need the rain. They've got wildfires like they had in California. North Carolina and South Carolina cannot catch a break. First, it was the hurricanes, and now wildfires. Crazy. But they will get rain, which is good. They need the rain to put out the wildfires, so they will get that starting tomorrow. Just really, really nuts how what's going on there. Okay, let me show you quickly the weather maps. I'll put this into motion so you can see what's going on. Here's the here and now with there's some stray showers out there, but the real bulk of the activity is down here in Texas, eastern Texas, moving into Oklahoma and southwestern Arkansas. That is going to continue to move east. Here comes our warm sector, which will take over today. Notice the tight lines here, which means it's going to get windy. Here comes our system into tonight, 6 o'clock, rain, maybe some thunderstorms. This is the first leg of the system. When it comes through, there could be a brief, um, gust of wind that could do some damage, or that's when our little spin up may happen, if it happens. But again, low chance that could happen. It's all about the wind and the rain with this system. This is where we're going to get a little bit of a lull, as I mentioned in the winds. The winds relax a little with this dry slot that comes in about midnight into early tomorrow morning. But then we still have the main cold front to come through. And that's going to happen once we get into Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon. Notice the rain. And then look at this. This is Wednesday evening. You say, wait a minute, what is that? Purple? Is it purple rain? Prince? No. Look at this. Here's the scale. Here's the legend. Uh, it is a chance. Oh, it just updated on me. I hate when it does that. Let me see if I can get back to it. There it is. A mixed chance of a mix of precipitation with this backdoor kind of bicycle spoke in the wheel upper wave that comes through cold enough by tomorrow evening that some leftover moisture could mix with a few snowflakes. But I really don't think it's going to be that much of a deal. Pretty fast moving, then it'll be out of here. So, yeah, this could be one of those systems like the last one, although it's not going to bring us flooding. This one's going to be full of wind. Remember that last one, it was rain, severe weather, flood, and then snow. This one's going to be rain, wind, and maybe a little mix of snow. But then it's gone. This is Thursday morning. It's gone. Friday, there's another little system that's going to work its way through the plains, the upper Midwest, and could bring us maybe some light showers Saturday, Sunday. Cold enough in eastern Kentucky, they could see some snow showers. And then by Monday and into Tuesday of next week, everything is looking pretty quiet after that. Okay, one more graphic I want to show you before I go, and that is the model blender. It's been a while. In the old form of this update that I used to do, here it is. This is what most of you like to see, just to give you an idea of what's coming. This is the blend of models. And as you can see, we've got near 70 today. And I don't think it will, even though it's only in the 50s right now, it won't take long. Once that warm sector moves in, it won't take long for us to get up in the upper 60s to near 70. And that's when the winds are really going to kick in from the south. Now, tomorrow will be cooler, low 50s. Yeah, breezy. But notice we go from 53 to 31. And that's when the temperatures fall, that's when we may see that little changeover or mix into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Then we're only going to get up to on Thursday, upper 40s to near 50. After that, we do see low 60s or around 60 on Friday. That little system coming in will knock us down a few notches again for Saturday and Sunday. But then look what happens here. Starting Monday of next week, look at that warming trend. We're going to go from the 60s into the 70s. And it looks like we're going to stay there. Will we have any more bumps that bring us back down into, you know, chillier weather? It's possible. I mean, it's just March, and today's only what, the 4th, and we've had these things happen before where we take a big dive in temperature um at some point in March. It's still possible even in April. Even in April. I always say don't count out any kind of cold snap or cold weather until after Derby. That's kind of the rule of thumb in Kentucky. After Derby, you're okay. Derby's not until the first Saturday in May, folks. So we still have we still have a long way to go. But those 70s next week, that does look pretty sweet. Okay. Thank you for watching this morning 270 weather for the 270 area code, powered by News 40 WNKY, because local matters. There you see the down, always get this wrong. Down there, that QR code that you can hold your phone up to and download the News 40 weather app. And then, of course, I will see you tonight on News 40 at 5, 6, and 10 with the very latest update. And the wind's going to be blowing pretty good by then. Just know that. Know that. Wind, wind, wind all day, tonight, tomorrow. God bless you.